Hello and welcome again to Steve Longstay Vintage Radio Workshop, where things come to looked at with us, looked at elsewhere, and people have problems with them. Like in this case, this comes from Andy at Vintage Electronic Repair. He does record blades more than I do, but there you go. And this is a Hacker Herald model RP35, and it worked okay when he got it. So he decided, in his infinite wisdom, and we've all done it, so you know, no laughing please, to change all the F107s, which he did. And then it stopped working. Now, don't laugh, it's because we've all done it. We've all had sets that worked, and then we worked on them, put it some simple fault, and they didn't. It's something which happens, so you know, that's not any fun making, please, because that's really not fair. But anyway, there it is. It's a radio. There's much very much this, please. Actually, if you look at the back here, you know, amps here, and RF and IM stuff is up here. That's the way it is. So on here, of course, we have the antenna, and then here we have things like transistors which should have been changed on this. We'll see when we'll find out when we get into it. Now again, things like this we don't ever make fun of the engineer that's got us into trouble here, because we've all done it. Anybody who hasn't, feel free to say so in the comments, but please don't do it. Okay, we're going to have a look. We're going to sort it out, I hope, and give it back to Andy, I think, as a working radio. The trouble is, though, is that along with the medium with all the sets now, aren't that much use without the Bluetooth model inside. These here in the northwest, there are only really two stations now. There's Talk Radio and 511, and they both come from Moorside Edge. We can get a few other things after dark, but not always. And of course, we get Radio 4 coming from Droitwich. But anyway, let's have a look and find out what's going on. So first thing we'll do, I'll sort out getting the thing apart properly. I think it's already. Oh, it is okay, fine. Well, that helps us immensely, doesn't it? So we'll take that out of there if we can. And we'll go in and we'll see. By the way, with these, I noticed the serial number on this anywhere. You do get some of these which are like bits of sets, bits of this set, bits of that one. But you know, I generally don't bother about that, because at the end of the day, a radio is a radio. So you know, people do, people don't. I noticed that the back plate is missing again. I can get one of those people. I believe people are printing them off now with those fancy 3D printers. Anyway, let's have a look and find out what's going on. Not very much, it must be said. Anywhere, actually. Not doing anything either, is it? Well, the amp is, but nothing else. So the volume control's okay, but also what I'll do very quickly before I go and get the circuit, because I might need to use that here. We know straight away that's working, that's working, and that's working. So we know therefore that from the volume control onwards, something's getting through. You might be able to hear it, you might not, I don't know, but it is doing something. So like I said, it is doing something. So that goes onto there like that. 20 volts. Let's see what we can find, shall we? 4.33. It's well less than it should be, isn't it? So we'll yeah, so 18 volts there, that's okay. So that's doing some, but this point I was very, very low voltage on it, I think, judging by this lot here. There don't seem to be very much at all. Anyway, 4.33, that's low, that is low. Over here, by the way, there's rather less than that, and less I can see here. Well, 4.15 there, okay, fine. So obviously something might well be pulling this down, I don't know. So make sure that's in properly, because they do cause problems, those. That's in okay, yeah. So let's have a look what's here. Ah. That's interesting, isn't it?
Down into the conference and Newcastle.
I think we'll just move that along the dial slightly, like that, and see what that's like now. Yeah, that's doing that through some sort of TRF action, that I think. So that probably doesn't matter so much, but nothing. And then 3 again, 4 volts. I'm going to get the manual and have a look at that, because I think there's something interesting with this, because 4 volts is not enough. It probably is, but not enough. So it might be a power supply issue on this. It might even be from down here, you know. So we'll look and we'll find out. What's that? It was a transistor. Okay, think we've got our work cut out here, haven't we? So it's RP35. So I'll go and get the manual, and we'll have a look and we'll see what is where. That 4.05 volts, that could be right, but I do doubt it. I do very much doubt it. This set at the moment, it has, if you look at it objectively, it's got 18 volts coming in and 4 volts on the other end of this 1.5k resistor here. Now that's 18 volts, is it? Yes, it is. That's 18 volts. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. So that's 18 volts there, and this here is 4 volts. Okay. So first thing we do, knock the power off over here. I'll put the power supply through here, by the way, so I can just knock it off with the switch. So that's purely AC for convenience. But now what we're going to do is go across that 1.5k resistor. The diagram here says 1.5k. So from there, if we'll go on, thank you very much, to there, it should be 1.5k, which it doesn't appear to be. I think it's slightly lower actually. It's oh, well, that's interesting in itself. Okay, so that appears to be lower than it should be, but that wouldn't cause 4 volts there when there should be rather more. So at this point, the next thing we do is turn the thing over again, like that. And you can see here, there's 2 boards. There's the IF board and there's the RF board. Okay? Now then, so, which is which? Well, first of all, there's wires going to here. That is obviously earth. One of these is going to be going to be the audio side of it, the IF side of it, and the other half is going to be the power. So therefore, what I'll do very quickly is I'll look at the circuit and we'll find it. I think it should be the green. It should be the red one. It should be. So, and it goes again, and we'll see if it is. So that goes onto there like that. That goes on to 20 volts, and that goes on to there, or there. What else is there on here? Four volts. 4 volts on, was it 4 volts? 4 volts on there. So therefore, it's probably, if we now whip that off again and have that wire off like that. Rip this wire off here. Like so. So that will come off. So come off. Like that. And now let's see. No difference there, okay. So now let's see what voltages there are round here now. So 9 volts. Interesting. Okay. So therefore, 9 volts there and 4 volts with that connected. Therefore, I think we'll start with the serial generator and make sure that there's the voltage, the signals are getting through from this board. That's this board here. Yeah, that's the next thing we'll do, is make sure that is a bit more. That might be okay. Might be a negative word actually, but I'll certainly tidy it up. And from there, of course, we'll take off this AF117 here, because I bet that's the problem. But always with things like this, battery, power supply, amplifier circuit's okay. That's the audio. That's okay. It's okay here. Whether that is correct, 9 volts in there, I don't know, but 9 volts is certainly healthier than 4, and AF117s and their equivalent do work on 9 volts, so that should be okay. The IF board seems to be okay. This is on the RF board, on the input as it were. That seems to be alright to me, and it drops down to like, that's 1 microvolt there. So that seems to be okay. So we're looking basically at this board here. So I think the next thing we'll do here is take off this AF117, because they do give problems, as we all know, and yeah, all the transistors on this board have been changed. So we'll go and we'll have a look at this board here, because this board and this here seems to be the issue in question. So yeah, so I take the view that it's this transistor here. Now then, with the power fed back to the RF board now, it does not go down to 4 volts anymore. It goes down to 8.68. Now, when you consider that the maximum voltage on these is 8 volts, that should be all right. Anyway, so that's collector. That will probably be base. That's emitter. And so we know now that it is okay to put a transistor in there. Now then, as regards what transistor, I'm not going to put an AF117 in. I'm going to put in a Russian transistor, one of these, which do the job extremely well actually. So I'll put it in and we'll see what happens. But before I do that, I'll get some bits together and we'll tidy up this board a bit, because looks as though it's had some work done on it, which I really need to do something about. So that's the thing. So next thing we do is that. Okay. If you look here, you see it's been soldered to quite a bit. So I want to tidy all that lot up before I put in the Russian transistor that's going to go in its place. You can still get them actually online, and they do work very well in sets like this. So now, as far as transistors in these go, the thing you must remember is an old saying in the trade: amplifiers oscillate, oscillators don't. It's easier to get a transistor to amplify than it is for it to oscillate. So the reason why I'm clearing that up is that I might be putting 1 or 2 different ones in to see where it find one that oscillates right across the band, because some do and some don't.
Trying to play the flare and the
Well,
jump shots,
we're
it
almost
kind of
here.
draws you into it.
I'll
It's
switch
not
to
helped the
medium wave like that
timing
now.
itself, so, yeah, really good level of tennis from him.
As you can
Wouldn't be
hear,
surprised to see
it's
him do
doing
well in the
something.
next couple of months.
Same on long wave. No, it should be. That's radio 4 along with there, but very quiet. No, not only that.
In a way we'd be used to seeing. There was plenty of unforced errors, that's for
If
sure.
I take this meter probe off here, that's what happens. So I think that transistor is not quite right for this job. Like I said, amplifiers oscillators don't, and this one is being a bit of a. I've tried 2 transistors. They're both exactly the same. So obviously this particular Russian transistor which I've got doesn't do. So what I've done, I've looked through my stocks and I've found a working AF117. So I'm going to put that in and see what that does. If it works, I'll cut this. I might well cut the screen for longevity's sake, and then of course I will. You know, it should be okay. But as it stands, that doesn't do much. Hang on. Suppose we do that. Let's try that. That's either, does it? So it looks to me as though the screen on this does not need to be connected. This is quite true, because in the old days he used to just knock on this customer and the thing would work. So obviously that is what happened. So therefore, what I'm going to do, I'll knock that off very quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my stocks and find something that will do, and we'll put that in and we'll see what happens then. If it doesn't work properly with the correct original transistor in, then I'll have to look further. In my collection of transistors, I found an OC171. Now OC171 is the very, very early version of the AF117, and they do in fact rarely have the problem, so I'll put it in the radio.
Good evening and welcome to the Oval.
There you are, 5 Live.
5 Live Sport.
That's Talk Sport. But the problem is now,
England against Pakistan as they finalise their preparation
is that is
West Indies and the USA.
out of alignment. They're going to long wave.
Jason, sorry, what can I do for you? Sorry, I didn't clock you were on the phone.
Oh, no worries.
But I just wanted to let you know there's a warning light shown on the dashboard. Van's manual isn't.
That's radio 4.
Says it's an electrical.
So medium wave is offline. It's alignment.
Partnership between Mohammed Rizwan and Bob.
So we know from that the IFs are okay. We checked that earlier, and the medium wave is off. Then look at the circuit again here. We find that it's either TC3 or TC4. You see, either TC3 or TC4. One of those two. So next thing we do is turn this over and have a look and find out which one it is, and realign it accordingly. Now, when you're aligning a radio of any type, this is a basic long wave, medium wave set with hacker written on it, but they're all the same. First thing we do, we switch it on and do the IF, then the RF. Remember, power audio IF RF. Okay, and we know the audio is doing something because it's there. Although I might well do that in a bit, but going to the RF first, the IF first. Putting that right, that very quickly. I've not got the lead for that yet, so that one. And that one's been played with, I think, a bit, hasn't it? Always something else, isn't there, with sets like this? Always is. So There's this one here. Okay, right, well, in this situation, there's a number of things you could do. I will try and get it out, which it doesn't seem to want to do. So what I'll do is I'll get a small screwdriver, smaller than that, and see if I can get it out that way. If not, then we're going to have to look at maybe putting another coring on top. You can do that. You can do that. So with you in a sec. I've got it more or less right. The best I can do with that is get it more or less right. But A and B, what it is at the moment, I don't think it's as important as it was to get it exactly right. So all the stations locally that are left, it does get. So that's fine. So yeah, that'll do for now, as it were. Anyway, now we
laced with sarcasm.
That's coming in and everything.
Thoughts on that? Lost first round of the US Open. Well, I quite like it, Paul. I liked it.
Right, now we've got to find out now which is what here. Now I noticed that there's two of these.
I wondered if he might, and I wondered if that's why he's gone the distance. You know, from 2 sets to love up. Oh, I'm not on Longland, I'm not on Shaftesbury. It turns out I'm on the parking lot here, pretty much. But no, pack stands. Massive draw here. I mean, I really.
Right, now at this point,
and I didn't know that he was.
Mid Wales, about an hour from here or so. There's a lot of isolation where we live. We're very rural.
That's a hell of a lot better now.
Bumping into any musicians is kind of a bit of a miracle.
A medium wave. Well, daddying back into place, so that's what we'll do.
3 hours 4 minutes, not super long. But I think this is a good call for him. I think he likes it.
So now, they're the ones. Looking at the circuit again. The right bit of the circuit. Down here. If all five's okay, it doesn't appear to be have anything to adjust here, but I don't know about that. So TC3 and TC4. Now TC4 didn't do a lot, so we'll try TC3, which is this one here.
I should just mention quickly, we've done a little shift around. Danningham's code is left.
And what we'll do is a daddy down the dial.
It was too much to control, so he's still alive in this Cavoli service game. The Italian 3-4 in games, 40-30 game score. He's taking a long time to bounce the ball. Is the current world number 53. Rafael Nadal's first opponent on the clay this season, Cavoli. He got steamrolled. He came off court and he said to someone waiting with a camera, "Ref is back." I'm not sure. I think Cavoli was just a little inexperienced to really go toe-to-toe with that crazy level of topspin. He's gone big with the serve.
Right, okay, so that
Did he ask for a serve?
isn't quite right, that. Let's try. Let's try here. This is
Italian and Runa. All the flexing and the fist clenching and the yelling even that we've seen from Runa. He's got a fast walk too. It's a walk with purpose between the points. There's a bit of a stride to it. Almost a strut. Not a Sophia Cannon power walk, but close enough. It's Tuesday. Bruno scrambling up the court. He's dug out a lot. Somehow he's in the fourth with the drop volley. It's phenomenal.
Right, well, L5 needs to be where it's okay. Let's see where it gets now.
Squad like Kieran Trippier could be moved on. There's been interest there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Certainly
clearly good enough to
more than it did.
Into his ear. It's been enough.
Longway really has come to life, I'd say now.
Why did he wait so long though? I think he could have been more aggressive with the return position. He wanted to go around it and ended up so far out of the court and then the main shot. The next one. There you're in a tough box trying to turn the point around.
It's interesting to know that Caboli is not expending too much energy. There was no raucous celebration when he won that point. He's sweating a lot. The 22-year-old as he goes back the line for the winner. He unleashes and now summoning the applause of the crowd. I mean, he has
That's as close as we'll get, that, I think.
best of 5-set tennis. I'd have to check.
Let's see what else we can get very quickly.
5-set.
Probably not a lot.
Mind where he's
No.
got a bit nervous,
So,
got a bit hesitant.
no, that's the IF and the RF. So that's set up fine. The amp's okay. So, this is now once again a working radio, despite having one problem after another. So, yeah. Now, other things with these that need to be aware of. Yeah, I know that's on the wrong side, but putting it down there did not seem to be a particularly good idea, so I didn't. Okay, so that was the problem. Now, like I said, amplifiers oscillate and oscillators don't. That one is oscillating now, so good luck to it.
It was before. They are Danish fans. I could see a flag before. Or maybe they were scared of
That seems alright to me. I just unplug
I would love to be
the
from
generator.
Imagine how high the energy is in there.
Well, me, Russell and Katie, we can hold the fort.
Let's find out where that's coming from.
It's a match for you.
I would
Right at the
never,
other end of the site.
I would never get in. There's probably a crowd of 200
That
people.
light does that.
A big queue. Now we're deep in the fifth as Caboli goes cross-court into the backhand of Runa down the line from Caboli.
Yes, you saw a naked dancing man, but for God's sake, you can't be spoiled.
Were you aware?
So there we are. Now it's a matter of putting it back together again properly, which I shall do now. There's stuff here which I think does go in here somewhere. That and that, probably the outside screws, and these are probably the inside ones. In this box, which is probably one time held a stylus, and we'll put the thing back together again, like it should be.
Climate change or
That's Radio 4 actually.
air pollution, all of these things have in common that they are basically problems.
That's Radio 5 live on medium
Far
wave.
away.
But really no. Unless you're that sort of thing.
It does HLTCO.
All you've got really is
Well, we are, but I spoke to him a couple of months ago.
sports stations and Radio 4.
Tempted to experiment on your colleagues or people you live with?
There's no music on AM apart from in some parts of the world, obviously Radio Caroline. But for what it does, it's a very good radio. I'm sure in parts of the country where AM is still going strong. It used to be around here actually. Those two stations on medium wave come from Moorside Edge, which is just about 20 miles, 30 miles or so up the road. Radio 4 comes from Droitwich, obviously. I don't know about Curry AM. The music station I had for lineup, that came from Liverpool somewhere, so yeah. Anyway, there it is, a working radio again. And of course, any radio that works is a radio that can be used.
We see it as negative because it impacts.
So until next time, this is Steve at Steve Pendlebury's Long Stay Workshop saying thanks for his company, thanks for your time, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.